Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Tuesday, the 6th of February 2024. In today's Millwall news, we have latest on Millwall injuries with Kevin Nisbet sustaining pretty serious serious hamstring issue, while Ryan Longman sees specialist on shoulder. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. The Scottish striker missed the defeat to Hull at the weekend and is now set to miss a number of games. Yeah, personally, I think he's out for the rest of the season. I think he's done. We're in February now, 2 months, and then trying to get back. Like he might be back in time for the last game of the season or something like that. But basically, he's done. So Kevin Nisbet is set for a number of weeks on the sidelines after sustaining a pretty serious hamstring injury. The Scottish striker, who suffered a long-term ACL injury at his previous club, Hibernian, missed Saturday's 1-0 defeat at Hull City. Joe Edwards has revealed this morning that the issue is significant and is set to leave him out of contention for a number of weeks. The Mill boss told News at 10, he's got a hamstring issue. It's pretty serious. He won't be here for a number of weeks. And we're still waiting for a specialist opinion to see exactly what even the treatment process will be. Sometimes you need surgery on hamstrings, sometimes you don't. We're waiting to get that news, but it's definitely a significant one, and he won't be back anytime soon. Meanwhile, Ryan Longman has seen a specialist after suffering from a shoulder dislocation in a 1-1 draw with Preston North End at the end of last month. What is it with hamstrings and shoulder dislocations? We've had Jake Cooper a number of times. We've got Ryan Longman. We've got Aidomu Umaku, all having shoulder dislocations. What's going on here? The whole Loney is now set for a few weeks out. Edwards said his was similar to Aidomu's, some damage done, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So probably from when he did it 9 days ago, 3 or 4 weeks until we'll all be back ready to play. Hidomu Umaku had been having a strong run of form before he also had an issue with a dislocated shoulder at the beginning of January. The 20-year-old then rolled his ankle in training while rehabilitating from the shoulder issue, keeping him on the sidelines even longer. He's now missed 5 games, but Edwards said there's a chance he could return for Sunday's trip to Coventry. He added, but at this early stage of the week, hard to say how much of a chance. He's progressed, but it still feels like a long time until the game in terms of being able to get out on the pitch and step it up. So he's not definitely ruled out, but it's been a slower than what we originally thought. And finally, Ryan Leonard has been missing since he was subbed off during last month's FA Cup defeat to Leicester City due to a hamstring problem, but he's now back on the road to fitness, Edwards said. Ryan Leonard's back in full training today, so again it's a case of making sure we build him back up to where he's safe and ready to get out on the pitch, but he's back in full training for the first time today. So there you go, some good news. They finished with the good news at the end. Ryan Leonard may be back soon. But what is it with the same injuries happening over and over and over again? Hamstrings and dislocated shoulders. What is that about? Now, moving on to the Loanwatch. Mixed weekend for Millwall loanies, and there's picture of Alex Mitchell there. He's got a little what do you call that, Van Dyke? What do you call that? Little goatee, and he's skewed his usual buzz cut, and he's got a bit of a barnet on now. Millwall's 4 loanies experienced mixed fortunes whilst in action last weekend. Alex Mitchell was a sole winner, playing the 90 minutes as Lincoln City were 1-0 victors at Burton Albion in Sky Bet League One. The Imps currently sit in 12th place in the table, 10 points above relegation spots and 14 points off the top 6 of firmly mid-table. Nothing to worry about. Nino Adam Malachi was on the pitch for 74 minutes against the Green Lane. Meanwhile, as Steve Morrison missed out on the first win as Sutton United manager in agonising circumstances against Doncaster Rovers, the team just above them, who they probably could have done with beating them. Former Lions loanee Craig Eastman gave the U's the lead in the 73rd minute, only for Rovers to equalise from the penalty spot 6 minutes into stoppage time to grab a point. Interestingly, that they conceded the goal after our man Nino had been taken off. Is that coincidence? I didn't watch the match. Haven't watched the highlights. Don't know when. But interesting. Elsewhere, There were defeats for Dylan Adai and a 1-0 loss for Erith and Belvedere at Broadbridge Heath, and Kamal Grant. This is a tough one. He had the unfortunate experience of putting the ball into his own net as Bromley were beaten 2-1 at home by Hartlepool United. Yes, not the best. And some reports that he's kind of head dropped after that, and they subbed him off like about 10 or 15 minutes later. So yeah, but they go again in the FA Trophy. Will he get another start? Will they put an arm around his shoulder, have a word with him, and give him another go? Or is it like, that was your chance and you're on the bench? Because obviously he's gone there, I presume, to replace Chin Ockley, who came back and he's injured, so he can't go back on loan there. But yeah, it's kind of gutting that you get the chance and you kind of fluff it a little bit. Oh, and these are the upcoming fixtures on Saturday, the 10th of February. Dylan Adai is playing for Erith and Belvedere on Tuesday, so that's today. I don't know the result of that. But there you go, and the Bromley game on Saturday is the FA Trophy 5th round, which I think they didn't they get to the final last year? I think they won it last year, didn't they? So there you go. Now moving on to talking of youth, even younger, under 18s advanced to PDL Cup semi-finals. Now this is unrelated to the FA Youth Cup, which they've also got to the quarter-finals. They are now in the semi-finals of this. This is the League Cup, basically, compared to the FA Youth Cup, which includes Premier League teams and non-league teams. This is just EFL teams. It's a much shorter competition. It was a group stage, and then you got through to the quarter-finals, and then now you're in the semi-finals. I noticed the other day that, yeah, bizarrely, I was looking at the fixtures and they had a game on Tuesday, and they only play on Saturdays unless it's a night game. But they were playing at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, and it was at Glebe FC. Like, we were playing at Glebe. I don't know why we were playing at Glebe. I guess maybe the rules of this competition that the quarterfinals onwards you need to play in a stadium, and then they were looking for a stadium to play in, and they couldn't play at the Den for some reason. I don't know why. Probably couldn't be bothered, and then so they just went to Glebe FC. I don't know, but maybe the first team players could train at Glebe FC, so they wouldn't keep getting hamstring injuries. Maybe. So yeah, here we go. This is from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Millwall under 18s were 2-1 winners over Fleetwood Town in the Professional Development League Cup quarter-finals on Tuesday. That's today. Frankie Mattiocchia and Jack Owland, 5 minutes into stoppage time. Oh, that's good. Won the game for the Lions. Yeah, you don't want extra time, do you? You don't want to end up going through the afternoon rush hour, because the game took an extra half an hour. So that's not bad. 5 minutes into stoppage time. Lovely jubbly. Won the game for the Lions and sent them into the last four. After a goalless first half, Fleetwood took the lead on 68 minutes and then had the chance to double their advantage just minutes later from the penalty spot. Jakob Przewozny, however, had other ideas, saving a spot kick to keep Millwall in the game. So, interestingly, like, when you go through these games, usually, I think, Przewozny is like usually on the bench and stuff. Like, I've seen his name, but he's on the bench, so I presume they gave him a game in this, because it's like the League Cup, and he saved the penalty, so that's good. So yeah, you can see here. So Mattiocchia's goal level matters not long after. So after that penalty save, then we score. Hello. Before Howland popped up deep into injury time to score the winning goal. And what were the scenes in there? I bet it was absolute bedlam. The Lions semi-final opponents will be confirmed once all the quarter-final ties have taken place. Next up for Larry McAvoy and Chris Perry side is the visit of Swansea City in the Professional Development League on Saturday afternoon. Isn't it in the mornings? I thought the kick off at 11 or 12. Well, maybe if it's 12 o'clock, it's technically Saturday afternoon, but I would say midday. Yeah, so this is not to be confused with the FA Youth Cup, which they've got to the quarterfinals, and they have a home tie against either Crystal Palace or Chelsea. Isn't that lovely? A London derby. And those two teams play on Thursday. So we will know on Thursday which one of those teams we will be playing and that game will be played at the Den. So yeah, you can pop down to that and get involved, make some noise for the boys. Now, so let's have a look at this League Cup competition. Here, this is from uk.soccerway.com. The results thing, you have to. The further down the system you go, you need to go to like really weird websites to find results and stuff. Obviously, they got the fixtures, but they don't have the results. So there was another game today. Watford Hull. Watford won that 3-0. So Watford are through. Millwall are through. Watford are through. And I assume. So this looks like it's regionalised because you've got Millwall Fleetwood, Watford Hull, Burnley Oxford, and Sheffield United Swansea. So it looks like North versus South. And I'm assuming going into the semi-final, that's just going to be a free-for-all. Because so far we've got 2 Southern teams. And then it could be another 2 Southern teams after that. Or maybe another one. So it's not really going to balance out. You can't dictate how it's going to go. So I assume it's a free-for-all. So we know we could get Watford. Or we could get Burnley or Oxford United and Sheffield United or Swansea. But infuriatingly, we have to wait a long time to find out because the Burnley game is until next week and the Sheffield United game is until the week after that. So that's kind of annoying, but hey ho, that's how it goes, isn't it? At least we're in the quarterfinals and we can crack on after that. So yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.